Welcome to the Sportscast Showcase event on Harper TV. I'm Ray Hrues and I'm subbing for Don Morrison, and we're here at Joppatowne High School for an early season Boys Chesapeake Division basketball game between Joppatowne and Edgewood. I am with my partner Bob McCone, and we are looking forward to a great game. In this game, we have Edgewood coming in at 3-3 with a 2-0 record in UCBAC. They were 13-9 last year, and the Edgewood team is coached by Terry Motzko, second-year coach, fourth-year overall here. On Joppatowne, we are led by head coach John Stephanides, and John is a first-year coach here, but long-time history otherwise. Their record is currently 1-4, but they were, I think I have them here as 11-9 last year, Bob. Two experienced coaches here. Before we talk about the coaches, I will tell you that I'm looking at the Edgewood lineup. They seem to be led by DeAndre Maxwell, their leading scorer, about 13.7 points a game. Dion Metz, 10 points a game. But they also have Brandon Stokes, Cameron Rankin, and Jameer Torres all averaging over 7 points. So they seem to have some depth. On Joppatowne, looks like the two big men, young centers, Keyshawn Smith and Khalil Thorne, are averaging just under 7 points. So what do you think about this matchup, Bob, and what do you think about these two experienced coaches?
Well, let's start with the two coaches first. They've both been around a long time. John Stephanides was a long-term coach, long-time coach at C. Milton Wright High School. Had a record there of 171 wins and 75 losses. They won 4 regional championships there, 3 state semifinals, and in 2016 they were a state champion. He's done a great job for a long time. He teaches at Joppatowne, and he became the athletic director at Joppatowne. And when they did that, there's a rule basically that states that he can't coach at another school. So he came over to Joppatowne. The head job opened up at Joppatowne, and John ended up taking the head job and becoming the head basketball coach here. Terry, on the other hand, has a long history. He started way back with Bob Slagle and came into the county, and then he became a JUCO coach at Essex Community College and also at Baltimore City Community College, where he ended up finishing in a national championship game, getting beat in the national championship game. So, two outstanding coaches, both have great track records. And basically with 30 seconds left before we hit the horn here, I would just say that this is going to be an up and down, pressurized game by both teams. More like 32 minutes of heck is going to be given here between the two teams. So it's going to be interesting. Edgewood's more experienced. Joppatowne is very young, starting 2 freshmen. So we'll see which direction we head from there.
Yeah, I think I heard that Coach Matzko, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He said he's approaching his 400th career win, combining high school and college.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
He's been around, like I said, he was around a long time. Coaching the JUCO level, hardest place in basketball to coach.
Yes, it is.
And he actually did a great job for a number of years at both Essex and BC, Baltimore City Community College. So
it looks like we have Jaden White coming out here for Edgewood, along with Brandon Stokes, along with Trent Owens, and I also see Noah Getz and Anthony Ward.
This kid here, he's the all-star.
Brandon Stokes is their. He's probably gonna. Is he gonna? Looks like Owens is going to go for the jump ball.
Yeah. What he said to us earlier, Ray, if you remember, was that Maxwell and the two guards, Maxwell and Metz, were the two seniors coming back, and that the young kid coming up that he's really excited about is the Brandell Stokes young man. So
they've got some young players on both teams here. Getz, White, and Stokes are all sophomores in the starting lineup here for Edgewood. Joppatowne has multiple freshmen and sophomore on their team as well.
Yeah.
And we have Phillips out here as well.
This is the Joppatowne team you're going to.
So it looks like for Joppatowne, we have number 4, Philip Clark out there. We have number 12, Keyshawn Kane. Number 2, Damian Brooks. And I think we have number 5, Kendall Pollock. Looks like we have 2 brothers playing out here, Kendall and his brother. And also we have Jordan Day, number 32, doing the jump ball. Okay, Edgewood wins the tip. Man down low. Okay, there we go. Number 31. We got Aiden White on the basket immediately. Nice low bank shot. Okay, on Joppatowne, number 12. Keyshawn Kane gets his first bucket. We got a quick 2-2 game here.
Broke that press easily.
Yes. I think they scored the basket so quick they didn't have time to set up as much as they wanted to.
Didn't need to.
Yeah.
You're that wide open.
Looks like we have a turnover here.
Well, Edgewood's going to press every opportunity they get. So it's
Yes.
and it was broken very easily on the first basket. So if Joppatowne can do that, they're going to create a lot of problems for Edgewood.
Yes, they are. Steal here by Trent Owens. Up with the bucket, number 10, Brandell Stokes.
It might be one of the reasons why Coach likes him. Nice pass, nice steal in the corner, a nice pass out to him.
There's a quick 6 points here.
There are going to be quick points in this game, and there's probably going to be some stretches of no points in games like this, so we'll see.
Brandell Stokes seems to be taking the ball up top, but he's running all the way around the key here to get open. Moved his feet a little too quick there, Bob.
Yeah, he moved his pivot foot, started his pivot foot instead of his other foot.
I like the lane he had. He had a good lane, but he just got a little too excited. Shot up here. It's just off on the 3. Got a rebound by Jaden White. Inbound the ball up court pretty quickly. Seem to have a little bit of a height advantage down low there. You better get the shot off fairly soon. Nice steal right there by number 12, Keyshawn Kane. A lot of steals, Bob, are anticipation. Oh, just off there. Good rebound right there for Edgewood with Noah Gutz. Again, we've got Brandon Stokes bringing the ball down court.
Well, Joppatowne's in a man defense right now. Edgewood's trying to get the ball into the low post.
Good hands, good hands. Got to get it under control here. Nice little pass and basket for number 12, Anthony Ward. Looks like Edgewood's calling timeout there. Bob, coach is not liking how quickly Joppatowne's breaking down court.
Well, that's twice they've broken the press easily, and both times they've gotten a score off of it. At the other end, Joppatowne's playing man defense, and Edgewood wants to get the basketball inside. And the last pass, he threw it to the wrong hands. Instead of the inside hand, he threw it to the outside hand, and the defender got the ball. So he needs to hold the guy in the post needs to hold the seal a little bit longer. And I think the first time it was Jaden White, and Noah gets in there a little bit also. So
I think that was Keyshawn Kane with that last basket for Joppatowne again.
He's made a.
I have him having all 4 of their points right now. Little high pass there. It's kind of hard to get over. So Anthony Ward is in the game now.
Isaiah Cruz.
Isaiah Cruz has entered the game. So in talking to both coaches, Bob, they've said they're going to use their bench.
They both do. They
Yes.
use their bench a lot. So
So right now we have number 32, Joppatowne, Jordan Day at the line, sinks the first one.
and Coach Stefanini says a lot of good things about this young man. He said he's really great to have in practice. He's the senior. He's basically been their leader, and said he really enjoys having him as a player on his team.
According to my roster, Bob, he's the only senior on the team, on a very young team, so they need his leadership.
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh, we'll steal here. Let's see if he can take it all the way in. Oh, he got the ball back. Might have picked up his dribble earlier than he wanted to there. Now they're trying to get the ball back under control here. Work it around the outside, put up her three. In and out. Got ourselves another three. This time we have the three on number 2, Damian Brooks. Our first three of the game here. Joppatowne taking the early lead here.
That was a nice shot. There goes the ball into the post.
Nice block.
Yeah, that was Jordan Day, who we just talked about him.
Yes. Good rebound here by Jaden White. Blocking out there nicely. Oops, pretty good defense there. Got an easy, oh no. Pushed him under the basket a little bit. Outlet pass here. Up, take your time. That was very nice patience by Philip Clark. He kind of lost control of the ball.
He didn't have control of the ball,
Yeah.
so the guy went by him when he didn't have, and then he grabbed the ball and put it in.
Out of bounds off a long three, missed. Khalil Thorne is in the game at this point now.
For Joppatowne, he's
And Bob, our three referees are David Graham, Jamal Richardson, and Tommy Awal. We have a three-man system this game. Last game we had a two-man system.
I guess they pay better at Joppatowne.
Hey, it helps. So we got Deion Metz in the game here.
No.
I'm sorry, Landon Miller has entered the game. First minutes in the game. Neither team has a very large team. Nice steal all the way to the basket for Joppatowne, number 2, Damian Brooks.
Wow.
Joppatowne, this is probably the best start they've had in their season for such a young team.
It obviously is the best start. They're 1-4,
Yes.
so to come out and jump ahead 12 to 4, they're playing their big rival.
Yes.
And you would think this game would really be fired up. You think the fans would really be fired up into this, but because both teams have kind of, been a little unsettled this year, and they're both very young, you really don't know what to expect. And so we're seeing one side take advantage of this right now by being a little more under control and passing the ball a bit better and making layups, which the other team really hasn't done yet.
John Billy made the first shot, missed the second one. Oops. Little careless on the outlet pass there. This is when the coaches want both teams to calm down. I think we just had our fourth turnover in 20 seconds here, Bob.
That's the fifth, and it wasn't 20, believe me. That was all in about 10 seconds.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, we got Kendall Pollock leaving the game and entering the game.
As a freshman.
Is Keyshawn Smith. Tall kid for a freshman, 6'5". Nice box out there by Trent Owens.
Joppatowne's opening up the corner, or Edgewood's opening up the corner for Joppatowne to shoot that corner jumper, and they're not making it. So as long as they're not making it, they're going to keep giving them that shot and just controlling the basket, perfect control of the boards.
Good effort on both players for that rebound. Gonna try to take this all the way in amongst the trees.
He traveled.
Oh, they got him on the travel.
Yeah, that spin move took up both feet off him.
Yeah, that Damian Brooks is very skilled and fast, but he went up amongst the trees on that one there, Bob. Hard to go in against the tall players like that there.
Well, Joppatowne's in the 2-3 zone. There's a screen on the wing and the kick out.
Okay, we got a wide open three out here in the corner. In and out, in and out.
One of the things Coach Masco from Edgewood said, from Edgewood basically, is that they've been having trouble putting the ball in the basket at times.
Right.
And we've seen that early in this basketball game where they've got shots around the basket and they're just not focused enough to put them in the basket. Of course, Joppatowne's doing some of that also, but
so they're really not getting time. I mean, you know, we already knew that Edgewood would like to press some, but they're not scoring enough to set their press up. Nice steal here. Good hustle and hands for Keyshawn Smith. Oops.
That's a carry.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there.
Yeah, I mean, he has to catch that and stop that, or else it's a carry. But
okay, I guess we have a foul on the floor here. Inbound on the sideline here for Edgewood. Landon Miller inbounding the ball here. See what kind of play we have. Oh, steal here. Looks like great steal for Joppatowne, number 2, Damian Brooks. Edgewood player kind of felt like they had a foul there, or he was going to get it an easy 2.
yes,
You don't like to see that cross-court pass there like that.
it's too long a distance to make it, especially if the defender has an angle between the person who's passing it and the person that they're passing it to. And you see that happen a lot in the game.
Now I'm looking here. Rob, I mean, you got I know he's a freshman, but you got Keyshawn Smith, 6'5". You know, I'm want to see if they're going to try to get the ball to him down low a little bit more.
Keyshawn,
yeah. That's fairly intimidating to play a varsity sport as a freshman. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, the 10 years I coached at Aberdeen, I never took a kid up to the varsity as a freshman.
There he is, and he got it.
I mean, that's a nice play right there.
He made me look like a prophet, Bob. I just talked about him getting the ball down low. I didn't know he was going to make such a good, tough angle shot. He didn't have a lot of angle on that backboard.
No, did a very nice job.
Let's see if he can finish off the three-point play here.
Yeah, a quick inside spin move, which
nice job.
He actually has a nice shot for.
How tall is he going to be by his senior year?
He might be 6'8". I mean, he's got some size.
Oh, almost.
There's a hustle play.
Joppatowne's got
right
some quick
on the
hands.
floor.
Up, last shot. Whoa! Almost. Big man on Joppatowne. Khalil Thorne almost put the half-court 3 in there.
He loved it too. He said, "Oh, that's going to go. That's going. Oh no!"
So based on experience, we thought that the Mariners would be the ones having a little bit more inexperience coming in here. and having a tougher time adjusting. What do you think about this first quarter, Bob?
Well, I think that's the truth. We really thought that Edgewood had a little more experience in their two guards, but the freshmen from Joppatowne are playing very well.
Yes.
Keyshawn Kane, who is a junior, number 12, is playing well. We're getting good play from Damian Brooks, number 2, at this particular point. But Jordan Day is giving them some size and the effort over there. Edgewood's got to get himself together. They got to put the ball in the basket.
Well, already Damian Brooks has 5 points in the first quarter alone, and Keyshawn Kane has 4. Also, Keyshawn Smith with 3, 2 points for Philip Clark, and 1 point for Jordan Day. On the other side here for Edgewood, all we have is 2 points for Jaden White, 2 points for Brandon Stokes, and 1 point for John Billy. I think one thing here is I think Edgewood's going to have to stop that quick transition for Joppatowne. So the score at the end of the first quarter is Mariners 15, Rams 5. Looks like we're going to have Joppatowne inbounding the ball here. I don't really think there have been too many fouls so far.
Looks like a start.
Let's got a steal here by number 2. Let's see if he can finish this off. Nice block. We had Edgewood, Cameron Rankin with the steal. Unfortunately, big man chasing him down there. But they get the ball back. Let's see what kind of play they do here. Okay. Looks like Edgewood's able to set their press up here, Bob. Let's see what they can do here. They got one deflection here. I missed that last bucket there, Bob. I couldn't see who was slashing to the basket there.
No, I didn't see him either.
There was literally like 4 players between us and him, but it was a great quick slash. So I'll tell you what's effective about that. They've already knocked some of the time off the shot clock just by making a deflection out of bounds and making them reset. When you have an effective press like this, if it takes them 8 seconds to get the ball over midcourt, they've only got so many seconds left to set their offense and make the next play.
That's a legitimate concern, except in this game, because these guys are going to get shots up. We're going to, we're not going to think about it. We're going to get the shot up. You can believe that when we get a shot clock violation, then we can be shots.
I don't know what that was. I think there might have been an error on the clock there.
It had to have been.
Because when I looked up there, the shot clock was at 20 when they inbounded that ball. So I think we had a little mishap on the shot clock there.
Well, it sure didn't go down to 0.
No. So that's why it looked like the officials are giving it back to Joppatowne. And I would imagine they just have to determine what to reset the clock to. To me, that only took a couple seconds to get there, so.
All right, you set it at 22.
Nice steal here. Oops, lost the ball again.
He got
a little kick there.
Yeah, he got it knocked out of his hand.
So that's Brandon Stokes has gotten his hands on 3 or 4 steals already in just a little over a quarter. Very quick. It's almost like his teammates can't keep up with him once he makes these steals. It's kind of going on 2-on-3s and stuff like that.
Stokes is pretty quick. Randall Stokes is really quick. The players are usually behind him when he gets those steals.
There we go. So now we go with Edgewood with number 14, Dion Metz.
He's one of the 2 veteran senior guards here.
Turnover. So we've had 5 unanswered points by Edgewood since this quarter started, Bob.
Joppatowne's getting a little more flustered, and they're getting out of what they've been doing well.
The big man down low here. Almost. Nice rebound. Little tough. Now, one thing I noticed here, Bob, is when Joppatowne and Edgewood are breaking out, sometimes they're rushing to the basket and they don't really have the number situation or the lane they want.
Well, the thing you really need to do is you need to get under control. It's when you hit the foul line, from the foul line in, you have to be totally under control.
Joppatowne with their own press. I would like to see him take that ball to the basket. He had two teammates underneath. Oh, little net basket right now. So in your determination, when you're coming down court like that, if you don't have the play you want, you need to kind of pull up and pull it back, right? And wait for numbers?
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Or draw a foul.
It depends on, I mean, he was 8 feet from the basket. And it's an 8-foot jumper. Sometimes that's a very tough shot, even when you're wide open.
It's a long three.
It depends on the shooter. It depends on who I have, whose hands the ball is in as to whether he can shoot that shot or not. And every kid thinks they can.
Oh, a little down low pass. Got that back. Trying a little too hard to force that ball into their big man and getting a couple deflections here. He finally got it. They're running out of shot clock here too. Banked it in. They worked hard for that bucket right there for Joppatowne. You had Khalil Thorne down low. 3-point shot. Got 2-on-1 here. Let's see what they do here. Got them pinned in here a little bit, but they got the foul.
The Joppatowne fans were yelling for a foul prior to that.
They were.
Yeah, didn't get it. Now Joppatowne is in looks like a 2-2-1 full court press now from Joppatowne. See if they can get a turnover or two.
Keyshawn Kane back in the game for Joppatowne. Both teams rotating players in. At the pace of this game, they're going to need to. There's a lot of sprinting going on up and down this court. That's a nice pass.
But see, that's the same shot they had at the other end, and neither one of them made it.
Yep.
But yet it's a wide open shot, and it looks like a good shot.
Nice hustle play there by Jameer Torres. Jumped in the air out of bounds to get the ball, threw it in off of a Joppatowne player. That's a nice pass from Jameer to Trent Owens.
What he did was he came across and he screened the inside guy, and then he turned right around back to the ball and had to get one defender on his back. And nice, easy layup from it.
Joppatowne's starting to get a little flustered. Oh, Joppatowne's got a little flustered on this press break a little bit here. Literally threw a court-length pass, almost threw it away. Joppatowne gets it back. Let's see if they can do a good inbound play here.
Both of these guys have good inbound plays, so we're going to see, let's look and see what we get out of this. You got a 3-man line and a guy on the opposite side. They all break in different directions.
Quick hands there. Joppatowne ball again. Got 4 minutes and 31 seconds in the second quarter. They got to go. They handed him the ball already. Stepped out of bounds.
Stepping out of bounds, saving a basket.
Yeah. So we got a 5-point lead here for the Mariners with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. 17-12. Looks like we have a timeout here.
Joppatowne timeout.
So what are you doing here if you're each coach? What are you telling your team to work on?
I'd like to tell them to settle down, protect the basketball.
Yes.
I'm not telling them be quick, but don't hurry.
Right.
These guys are hurrying and getting out of control. They've got to protect the ball. They've got to get it down to where they can get a shot. And you only get a shot by protecting the ball and being under control. And until whichever team does that will win this basketball game. At times it's been Joppatowne, better than Edgewood up to this point.
I agree. When I've seen either team steal the ball and have a 2-on-2, we've had a lot of turnovers in those 2-on-2 one-on-ones. Sometimes you want to see the person with the ball. You got a person moving. It's a good time to draw a foul.
Well, in fairness to these kids, all these kids have quick hands.
Yes, they do.
You know, so if you're playing around with the ball and you're not faking and making a pass off the fake, they're going to get a deflection and get a piece of it.
Inbound all the way to the backcourt. 15 seconds on the shot clock here. Oh, unfortunately off the Edgewood foot, because it would have been a good play to stop them, but now you're down to 10 seconds, Bob, so you really only have time for...
What are we playing? What are we running here?
Off balance shot, 12. Man, that was good hustle.
It's the third shot.
Yep.
Off the play.
All the way to the basket. Nice effort, though. Okay, we got a foul here, and we're going to be sending Trent Owens to the line. That was a good hustle follow-up there.
Well, when you make a break like that, whichever kid runs to the front of the rim is going to get the next rebounds.
Right.
And he just slid into the hole there, and he got the rebound and got the foot back up and was fouled.
Roll around that rim and drop in for Trent Owens.
This game's a long way from over because either team could get a run and change everything. The other thing is, at the end of the game, you probably have a number of people that you can foul.
So I think he thought the defender was going to come towards him, and he wanted to pass it off, and he got halfway up in the air and realized, I got to put this up.
Yeah,
it's a little, you know, sometimes you just have to be decisive and say, I'm taking this ball to the basket.
Well, you can't prejudge what you're going to do because you don't know what the defender's going to do.
Yep.
And he's going to dictate what you do if you want to be successful.
I think we're going to have a backcourt here. So both teams are good at getting two men defending on the ball and forcing the other team into bad passes. But to me, that means somebody else needs to get their feet moving and get to a passing lane. Help your teammate out.
Only if you want to score. You see, now Joppatowne's allowing them to move the basketball against the 2-3 zone if they would move it. If you want to stand there and hold it.
Wow. Alley-oop from number 10 to number 4.
Yep.
So Stokes to Maxwell. What a play. He just released the ball enough to not get a goaltending because he did grab rim slightly, but not enough for the referees to call it. So we have number 2 getting fouled there. So we have Rankin on the basket.
We have what looked like possibly an offensive charge, and the kid controlled himself. And then the Edgewood player picked it up, took it to the basket off of that miss, and ended up being fouled. And now the game is different.
So we had a 10-point lead for Joppatowne, and now Edgewood is taking the lead. They must not have called the basket.
No, they
my bad.
Yeah.
They called it on.
So it went from what was it, 17-5 at one point?
It was 15, at least 15-5, maybe 17-5.
15-5, yeah.
Yes. Oh, so that was a 3-point play.
Yeah.
Nice pass, a nice bucket. So we have.
Press is getting broken very easily, and that's at least six of those 18 points for six of those 19 points for Joppatowne right off the. There's an illegal screen. When you set the screen like that for the wing, you have to keep your body still. You can't lean it left or you can't lean it right. And if you get a piece of the defender, it's an automatic call, and it's an easy call for the official.
So it looks like for Joppatowne, Philip Clark has entered the game, inbounding the ball. He's going to need some help. Another good press there.
see, the thing that made us, I mean, the first game we did was the Patterson Mill game, right?
Yes.
And Edgewood beat Patterson Mill. And we're watching Edgewood play, and I'm trying to think how they did that. Because Patterson Mill had a couple of kids who could put the ball in the basket, and they looked like they were, looked like they were a little more disciplined. But, obviously the pressure must have got to them, and Edgewood had to finish in that ball game. And if they continue to finish here.
Okay, good job. They're using number 23 in the middle of that press break. Oh, I thought that was going in. Nice pass. Nice finish there.
Yeah, Brendel Stokes with that pass. Beautiful.
So Stokes got the pass. I think it was number 3 that got the bucket. I think that was
Jameer
Torres' first bucket of the game. I'm getting tired watching these guys, Bob. Such a fast pace. Wow, another
Again,
quick
Stokes
bucket.
Stokes to Torres.
That's the thing about basketball, you start to feel it. Another press.
There's where the pressure works.
Leading to another bucket for Maxwell.
That was just 6 straight points from the timeout, or from the timeout. It was 19-18, and now it's 24-19.
So I don't know if this is Joppatowne's youth showing up or Edgewood finally getting its press organized here.
I think it's a bit of both.
Right.
It's awful hard for freshmen to be in your big rivalry game.
Okay, here we go on replay. Nice steal, outlet pass, sealed off.
It was Stokes.
Nice bucket.
It was Stokes to Maxwell.
Yes.
Okay.
So nice, I like the way Maxwell used body position there.
Yeah, well, he's a senior, and he and Metz provide the leadership for them. They both played last year, and Maxwell is averaging 13.7, as you said before, and Dion Metz is averaging 10. So that's their 2 leading scorers.
Yeah.
That's who they're looking for. And Stokes is quick. He's got really good hands. He looks like he's a very good passer. When he keeps his head up and he's under control, and he's only a sophomore, so he's still learning. He's still a baby at this game. He's still learning, but he's got a lot of talent, the young man.
So this next 140 does not sound like a lot of time, but the way this game has turned, Coach Stephanides really wants his team to calm down. And like right now, I would be pulling that ball back if it was me to get some semblance of control.
Except then when the pressure comes, when you start going crazy, they start going crazy again.
Joppatowne needs a good stop or 2 right here at the end of the half.
And they need a break out of the stop.
Yes.
Or they can get an easy basket.
They're going to call another problem with the pick there. Oh, yeah. Man setting the screen, moved a little bit again.
Now let's see what's happening here. Edgewood's playing man also here.
Taking the ball in the hole. Nice steal. Almost. See if we get a putback. They call that on the floor, or they can't?
I'm waiting for the call, because I don't know whether he called it on the first one. He's called it on 14, push, 2 shots, so he called it on the floor.
So we've got Damian Brooks going on the line here. We have 49.7 seconds in the half. Made the first one.
Damian's already scored more than his average for the.
Okay, Damian puts in both buckets here. Let's see what we got here with 45 seconds left. Looks like they're using a little clock here, taking their time. All the way across court, out of bounds. So Joppatowne can hold for the last shot here.
Yes.
It'd be nice if they can get bucket here and make it a
The shot clock's turned off now.
Yes. But they have to break the Edgewood press once again, which they let's see.
Should be Edgewood's ball.
Yeah, they didn't break it there. So unfortunately, they have to get one more stop. Number 21, Noah gets back into the game.
Is he back into the game, or is this the first time we've seen him, or was he in earlier?
I don't think we've seen him much, if at all. Now, do you think they're going to hold for a last outside shot or a drive here?
You know, he's going to penetrate. They're going to cross, penetrate, and he's going to shoot
he's
it.
going to take a three. Oh, you can't. Oh, I was going to say you can't let him have that rebound, but turned out okay. So right here, what is your quick thought about the first half?
Well, the first half, I thought Joppatowne came out, broke the press, Edgewood's press early, and they looked good. They went up 15-5, and then Edgewood's press started to take over with their quickness and their defensive rebounding, and then their outlets. I thought Brandell Stokes for Edgewood sort of set the tone, pushing the basketball down the court. Early, he made some mistakes, but when he got himself under control and started giving the ball, and people started putting it in the basket, DeAndre Maxwell started to pick it up a little bit. Trent Owens, number 1, helped out a little bit. Dion Metz, the other senior, helped out a bit, and that pushed Edgewood into a lead. And at Joppatowne, on the other point, just started to get a little out of control at that point.
Yes, they did.
And they got to get under control before they come out of the second half.
Yep. So what I have here for the first half is not surprising. DeAndre Maxwell with 7 points, and he's leading the way for Edgewood. For Joppatowne, we've got Damian Brooks with 7 also, and Keyshawn Kane with 6. The score at halftime right now is Edgewood Rams 24, Joppatowne Mariners 21. We'll be back soon for the start of the second half. Okay, here we are at Joppatowne High School with a nice game between Edgewood Rams and Joppatowne Mariners. The score at halftime is Edgewood 24, Joppatowne 21. I'm looking for a good second half here. Looks like we had a good run at the end, the middle of that second quarter by Edgewood. Edgewood's starting off with the ball here, Bob. Again, I think we're looking for coaches changing up things a little bit and correcting the errors.
Well, Joppatowne comes out in their 2-3 to open up the second half. Edgewood tries to get the ball inside against this.
Good hustle. Get that ball back, had a little errant pass. Moved his feet a little too quick there.
He moves his feet very quickly, and that's a second, at least the second time they called him for that foot movement. Now Edgewood's going to go back into their pressure defense again. Looks like it's a 2-2-1 that they've been playing.
Steal. Okay, good steal and basket by number 4. And that's Maxwell, DeAndre Maxwell again. Leading scorer for Edgewood so far. Looked like he thought about dunking for a second there, Bob.
He was working on it.
He was winding that ball up. Now, I would have taken that little 4-foot basket. So we got a 2-on-3 here again. I'd pull this back. Seems like they get themselves caught up a little bit with numbers there.
Stokes has really quick hands. I mean, he just took that ball off the Joppatowne player, just reached down, snatched it, and Edgewood had turned and fast breaking. And Joppatowne's got to stop turning the basketball over at this point. That's the only way they're going to get back in the ball game. They've got to get shots, so they've got to calm down and make their passes.
DeAndre Maxwell to the foul shots here, makes the first one.
He's been a leader tonight for Edgewood. He's done a lot of things for them.
I thought he got kind of caught up in the air there, and he would have been a travel, but he got bailed out in the air there, and he reached in on him. Sinks both of them. Very, very nice foul shots.
Here comes that pressure again.
I feel like they need a fourth man in there to help out. Did such a good job breaking the press there. Just lost the handle on the ball.
It's just another turnover where you don't get a shot. And if you don't get a shot, you can't score. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it was a good steal by Joppatowne. Edgewood just had quick hands there to knock the ball out of bounds. Let's see if Joppatowne can pull off that good inbound play again. Oh, he was right there.
Well, Edgewood's playing man right now instead of the zone that they do out of bounds.
Okay, we got number 14 bringing the ball up court here. Deion Metz trying to get an inbound pass there. Quick hands for Joppatowne. Joppatowne keeps breaking out on these 2-on-3, 3-on-3s and losing the ball. I almost feel like they just need an ounce more patience there.
They both need an ounce more patience or a pound.
Yes.
I mean, that's 4 opportunities they had coming down the floor for one of them to get a basket. And the two teams are 0 for 4 together.
Yeah, I think Coach Stefanides is wanting that, talk about that right now. I don't know who called this timeout, but I think both coaches are saying to their players, let's calm down a little bit here, protect the ball.
When Coach Stefanides coached at C. Milton Wright, they played almost always under control.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a different style of play, different kind of players. You know, speaking of coaches, the assistant coaches at Edgewood, Tony Smith. Tony's been with Coach Munchko for 25 years at the different places he's coached. He's going with them everywhere. And the other assistant is Mike Griffin. For Joppatowne, we got Jason King and Nicole Keys as the assistant coaches.
Need an outlet. Can he take us all the way to the basket? Follow up. Nice follow for Joppatowne by number 32, Jordan Day.
Yeah.
Smart senior play there. We're back to a 5-point game, Bob.
He's their steady player, Jordan Day. You know, Coach Stefanides is really pleased with him.
Another steal here. Oh, freshman gets the rebound and goes back up right there. Number 22, Keyshawn Smith, 5th point. We're right back to a 3-point game that quick. Can change quick in this game, can't it, Bob?
Look at that. That was a very nice play. Nice drive,
Yes.
a good pass. And again, you missed a shot when you're next to the basket.
Got a little hand on him, so he's going to the line here. So we got Trent Owens, 6'2" senior for Edgewood. Just missed the first one.
Trent Owens gives Edgewood a little bit of everything. He's a decent rebounder, a decent scorer, passes the ball decently. So
Nice rebound there. Now, John Stefanides is thinking, you've got to box out. You cannot let a man slide in like that. Now, let's see if they attack the basket or they pull back. Another turnover on the young Joppatowne team. Oops. I can tell you right now, Bob, even though Joppatowne's looking flustered at times, they're an extremely young team with a lot of freshmen and sophomore.
absolutely.
I think as they gain experience, they'll hopefully show more and more composure on these
Well,
turnovers.
what you hope is that in each game you play, you get a little more comfortable and more relaxed. And also during the game, through the game. Now, this is their big rival, so I have no idea what's going through their heads right now, being young. But and it's the same thing for Edgewood. I mean, how many times have you seen a play where there's been 3 turnovers on the same play?
Yes.
And then a missed shot on you know.
So somebody needs to help the man with the dribble out. Okay, steal and bucket by number 3, Jameer Torres. That's been their best success, is when they can get it in the middle of the press break to number 23, who were able to take that ball up but didn't quite get it. Okay, we had a big bucket for number 2 for Joppatowne, Damian Brooks. They needed that bad, Bob.
Yes, they did. So he didn't think about that, and he just shot it, and I think that helped.
We got another 3 being put up. Well,
now,
that's an answer.
He shoots.
Number 14,
Metz shoots
Metz.
the 3 just like that, standing still,
right,
and letting it go. He made 1 in the first half like that. Now that's the second one. So that tells me that's really his 3-point shot. If you let him stand still and shoot that, he can make that shot.
That's a statement bucket too. When the other team puts up a 3 and you come right back and put another one in, that's a little bit frustrating for the team that made the first one. They needed to stop there.
Well, I know Edgewood doesn't take and make many 3s.
Right.
So they know that Metz can make that shot if he's set, which he was then.
Good job moving the feet on the Joppatowne defense there. He was hoping to have a lane. That should be a travel. Oh, held ball.
Yeah.
I knew something was going to be called there. He kind of lost control of the ball. Good job by Joppatowne, but just putting their arms up in the air and not reaching in.
Excellent defense from them.
There it is. Basically, to me, it looks like Joppatowne's best press break is getting somebody to come back in the middle. There we go there. So the freshman for Joppatowne again, Keyshawn Smith, attacking the basket there. And like you said earlier in the game, for a big man, he can dribble the ball fairly well. Slice to the basket.
He's probably the most under control of the Joppatowne players. He and Jordan Day are and they're both inside players, so they don't get the ball until they're down the court. They run down the court and somebody gives it to them.
At the end of the half, I only had 2 players from Joppatowne and 1 from Edgewood, 2 fouls each. So I don't think we had many. Wow, that was such a nice pass and bucket there.
It was.
We got the bucket from Trent Owens, and I'm trying to see who made that pass.
I don't want to call a name because I am not sure.
Yeah, that happened so fast. But he's doing a good job of getting in position when the guard penetrates. He's getting a good job for a nice shovel pass or bounce pass there. Okay, we got a 6-point game here with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Edgewood's up and with the ball. I think these last 3 minutes are going to mean a lot to this game, Bob. Joppatowne needs to close it.
I don't see any movement on offense on Edgewood. Now we got Stokes taking the ball to the basket.
Called a reach in on him.
Yeah.
So it looks like on the floor, they're going to be inbounding the ball. Got him pinned in, pulled that ball away. Number 2, it's a tough angle there. I hear some fans wanting a foul there, but I think he just got himself pinned under the basket at the wrong angle there.
A little bit. And then the ball went to Edgewood because as he threw the ball back, it touched the shirt of the Joppatowne player who was jumping in from out of bounds, meaning when you jump, it's where you started from. So he started from out of bounds, so when it touched him before he hit the ground, it was out of bounds. Here comes Stokes driving to the basket.
Nice pass again.
And Therese being fouled.
Looks like, yeah, we're going to have Therese. I see if they call that shooting or on the floor. You see, I thought he caught that ball and was pushing it up, but they called it reach in before that. That's a long three.
Yeah, and that's the
Wow.
third one he's made.
That is
As long as
beyond
he's
that.
standing still, he makes that three. So it's something Joppatowne has to address.
That's what all his points are coming on threes.
Yep.
But they're letting him meet. They're letting him stand there. They kind of seem to act like he's pretty out there far for a three-pointer, but he's making them.
Stokes has had a lot of effect in this basketball game. Oh, what a pass there.
Almost. Okay, I missed who got that one. Was it number 22? On the putback
It looked like
there?
it.
Freshman seems like he's gaining a lot of good experience right now. So I see okay, we're up to a 7-point lead here for Edgewood. Joppatowne does not want this game to get away from them here, Bob. They need to keep this close.
And we got four low here for Edgewood. Cross screen turn, there he is.
Nice
And
block. What a shot.
A floating jumper. That's
Yeah.
a tough shot.
Number 11, John Billy. Wow. That was some body control in the air. When he first left the ground, I thought, this looks like it could be sloppy. He made it look very skilled.
We have a foul there against Edgewood. That's only their fourth of the half. Oh, so
The Mariners are already at 6 fouls. One more and Edgewood will go into the bonus. Oh man, in and out. Nice hustle. Edgewood patiently working the ball around the perimeter. They got one.
yeah, that was a reach around.
Yep. So I think
Hard not
Edgewood's
to call
going to the
that.
line now. It's 1-1. We should be sending Jaden White to the line here for a 1-1.
Jason Sears, Ray, was the number 21, was the guy who fouled him from behind. Took a little bit to see him.
Looks like coach is taking him out because he's probably getting in foul trouble here.
He's a freshman, another freshman on this team.
It was a good job for Jaden White to get in position there for that pass. Made the first one. The ever important first shot at the 1-1.
Yeah, give you confidence for the next one. Hopefully, for the player.
Offensive rebound. Coach's nightmare, giving up the offensive rebound to the other team.
Well, there have been a lot of those tonight because there's been a lot of misses. More misses you have, the more opportunity for offensive rebounds.
we got a block. Up. It's another turnover transition.
It's, you know, you make a good play, you get a nice steal, and then you throw it away at the other end before you get a shot. And it's been happening on a more consistent basis for Joppatowne than it was early for Edgewood, and now it's happening the opposite way. It's happening for Joppatowne.
So we got Jaden White at the line again. Fans are starting to get a little bit loud here. Makes the first one.
We're up to this being an 11-point game now.
Yes, it is. Joppatowne's got to get these rebounds on the foul shots.
They do.
Edgewood is getting a lot of second chance
I mean,
here.
it's Edgewood the ball right here. They're going to get another foul.
Yeah. Joppatowne had a chance to have the last possession.
They need to just get it in right here.
Yeah. Almost. Good effort. Good effort.
The thing that you see on that out of bounds play, Stokes was standing by himself. All he had to do was throw 4 feet to him. He waited until he came all the way back here and gave the defender a chance to get toward the basketball.
16.3 seconds left in the quarter. Edgewood up by 11.
You got to do smart things. Joppatowne's playing man right now, it looks. Getting out of their zone. Oh, what a drag step, and then nothing.
Oh, no. So we have the end of the third quarter here. We have Edgewood extending the lead to 42-31. I have DeAndre Maxwell with 11 points, Dion Metz with 8. And then there's a lot of other, Trent Owens 5, Jaden White 4, and Jameer Torres 4. For Joppatowne, our leader is Damian Brooks with 10 points, followed by Keyshawn Kane with 6, and actually Keyshawn Smith with 8. I'm going to do a little shout outs here. I see Debbie Basler in the building. She's our sports leader for Harp County Sports. She's been in the job for a while. We've had some great ones in our history in the past. Ken Zorbach, and I'm going to go back in the day to Jack McCracken and Forrest Wiest were our other leaders through the years.
Ken Zorbach for a while was also supervisor of athletics, physical education athletics.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I can see the woman's face. She did a really
Sandy
great
Long.
job.
Sandy Long was one. Ginny Popolik was
Ginny
one.
Popolik, that's who I was thinking of.
So I want to do another shout out. The principal of Joppatowne High School is Ms. Pamela Ziegler, and the AD is John Stephanidis, our basketball head coach tonight. The principal for Edgewood High School is Ms. Sandra McMichael, and the AD is Sandra Friedman. So they both, all 4 of them have tough and important jobs for their schools.
And they do them well.
Yes, they do. Just talked to a couple people we both know recently that are teachers, and their comments were, I have no interest in being in administration because they know what kind of work that they have to do. So I think this beginning of this fourth quarter here, Bob, is very important. We need to get some rebounding for Joppatowne. I think they need to break the press, and then they need to settle down when they're in offense.
Well, every quarter, the first 2 minutes are incredibly important because it sets the tone, and then the last 2 to 4 minutes of the fourth quarter and the second quarter and the fourth quarter become very important.
That was a steal and a bucket from Cameron Rankin, another senior for Edgewood, on that last possession. Could have almost been an N1. We do have a man down court. Can we get this? That was a nice block by number 11 on Edgewood. That was the senior John Billy.
And none of his teammates telling there's a guy behind him, and he's not paying attention, and we get another turnover here.
Get the biggest man on the team on the perimeter here. Much needed bucket for Joppatowne, number 32, Jordan Day.
Just as we talked about Jordan Day and we talked about Keyshawn Smith, they're both under control, and Jordan had a nice easy jump shot. He took it when he had it and cut the score a little bit.
So turnover on Edgewood here. We've got an 11-point game with 6:07 left in the fourth quarter. Joppatowne's going to need to do a run here soon. Do they change something? I haven't seen a lot of press out of Joppatowne. I mean,
well, they can do it. They have to finish their shots.
Right. This is a much needed one here. Good rebound for Edgewood. Now we got number 2, Cameron Rankin, bringing the ball up court. Looks like Edgewood's looking to slow the ball down a little bit in the last 6 or 7 possessions.
Well, Rankin's a senior, so he's been around for a while, and he understands it.
Another outlet pass. Another near miss for Joppatowne.
But there's another layup that doesn't count for 2 points. And you just can't keep missing them.
Yeah, they've had a lot of chances for breakout points and just rushing themselves a little too much. I mean, I would probably say you're not taking it all the way to the basket and score. You're taking it all the way to the basket and you're drawing the foul.
Well, that's what you'd want to do. But when you're going to the basket out of control and just throwing things up, you know, Stokes has done a really nice job. And when he goes to the basket and he dishes the ball, he really looks good. But when he goes to the basket at 5'7" and there's nobody to give it to, and he's got to go over bigger guys and start throwing the ball around, and it doesn't go in the basket, you know, again, he's a young player. He's only a sophomore. You know, these are all learning things for him.
Nice backdoor pass. Looks like a double dribble there.
And it was.
Yeah, he really had the right thing going there, but then he accidentally pinned the ball against his own leg, and he had nothing else to do but to put it on the floor
again. Turn it over, that's what happens.
Edgewood with the steal on the inbound pass and the easy bucket for number 14, Dion Metz.
Metz was just waiting for that pass to be thrown back, and the kid threw it back, and Metz was right there. It was
senior leadership on Edgewood has really stepped up tonight. You've got 3 seniors here in DeAndre Maxwell, Dion Metz, and Jameer Torres, who are all nearing or at double digits.
Coach Stefanidis for Joppatowne has tried to substitute, to try to make changes, you know, to try to take away the turnovers, to try to get a little under control, and he's bringing in young guys to do this, and it just hasn't happened. And
I was just watching Coach Stefanidis, and what I like that he does is when the player that comes out of the game, he's teaching him right then. He's not overly in their face, but he's teaching them. He's telling them what they did right, what they did wrong, what they should be doing with their body position.
Well, when you're a young player, that really helps. I mean, you really want somebody to teach you. You want somebody to talk to you, and if something's not right.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be told the next day. Remember in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes to go?
Yep. Now there's the first under control right there by Khalil Thorne. He took the ball to the basket, faked, stayed still, waited till the guy got up, and then calmly went to the basket and put it in the basket.
So we still have an 11-point game here. Joppatowne desperately needs some stops here. He needs a little help, gentlemen. He needs a little help. Now teammates are running away from the man with the ball. Got bailed out with a foul. We talked about this last game. The other team is really pressuring you. The last thing you need to do is see the back of shirts running away from you.
And not looking at you.
Yes.
It's not bad enough they're running away, but they're not looking at like, hey, you're on your own, man.
Right.
You know, make the play.
So 3:25 to go here. Joppatowne bound by 11. Looking to try to get some, oh, that was a good up and under. got fouled. Number 10 for Joppatowne. Cole Pollock is going to the line here. Cole is getting to play with his brother, Kendall, 2 years apart, freshman and a junior. It's a nice experience to get to play with your sibling on the high school team.
His brother Kendall, number 5, is a pretty good defensive player. I've been watching him a little bit lately. And he really moves his feet. He's got nice size. He has nice length. So
again, being a freshman on a varsity sport, very impressive. It's Cole's first point in the game. Getting in the scoring column here. Got ourselves a 10-point game. I mean, it looks to me like Edgewood's going to use 20 seconds off the clock almost every time. And
it was a nice play by Stokes just to
yes, it
snag
was.
it back out to his players.
That was a very good aggression there to attack the basket there.
Yeah.
You know, he knew he was down to 8 seconds or less in the shot clock. And instead of trying to work the ball around a little bit more, Deion Metz said, I'm taking this to the basket.
Shame he didn't make the pass to the guy who was open on the right, though.
I think he was happy to get out of that crowd a little bit.
Well, he got fouled, I mean, which gives him what he wanted.
Got bailed out a little bit there.
But then he only got one of what could have
Man,
been
they're
two.
getting those offensive rebounds on the. If I'm Coach Stephanidis, that's one of the things that I'm going to practice with tomorrow, is reviewing the foul line box outs.
Well, what most kids want to do is they want to get in next to somebody and then they just want to out jump them.
Right.
And the problem is they're going to be next to kids that they can't out jump, and they're not going to get the rebounds.
Well, so much of every sport is about your feet. You know, you got to move your feet in a good defensive position. You got to box out. You got to block out. Those little basics will come.
Well, you have to use your head first.
Yep.
And then your head puts you in all those positions.
We got to travel on Edgewood. We got 2:13 to go. Joppatowne with the ball. Looking like they're going to have to break the press here again. Down 11. They need some threes or some baskets and one here probably to get back in the game. So we got 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in this game, Bob. What's your wrap up on both teams, their experience, what they're showing positive, what they need to work on?
Well, but both teams are not as experienced as you'd probably really like. When you start playing freshmen and sophomores, you know, you don't have enough of the experienced players playing for you. Joppatowne, in the beginning of the game, jumped on Edgewood. Edgewood maybe wasn't mentally here at the time, and they jumped up to the 15-5 lead. And from that point on, Edgewood started to do a better job of pressure. They did a better job of getting steals and defensive rebounds, getting the ball down to the other end of the court, and putting the ball in the basket. And that's been more of a consistent from that point on for Edgewood than it has been for Joppatowne, and that's really been the difference in the game.
Edgewood's got more experience, but you are correct. They have a whole bench of younger players. Joppatowne, what I'm looking at as a positive here is they have one senior, and they're playing a lot of young players.
Right.
So I think they will be a totally different team by the end of the season. I think they will gain a lot of experience.
I think they'll be better next year because of it.
Yes.
But you're playing this year.
Yep.
And excuse me. One of the things you're trying to do this year is to get better under control. If they could cut the turnovers in half, they'd probably have 10 more points, which guess what, would make this a real basketball game.
Right.
But then we make that pass right there.
As soon as you say it,
and then we give
turnover.
an offensive rebound up.
Very good use of body position by Trent Owens there. Not only did he get the steal, he missed his first shot.
And then
this press is really showing difficulty for Joppatowne.
And then we have a freshman. We passed the ball to the freshman for Joppatowne, and that lack of experience, he just gets the hesitation and travels.
And what I meant by improving, I'm aware that they're not going to be night and day, but you've got 2 good coaching staffs here. So they're going to look at these mistakes and they're going to work on that. That's what most coaches do, is work on the problems. And I think they'll be better by the end of the season. But you're correct. Next year, being a whole year older and more experienced. Looks like we have a reach in here, number 14. Joppatowne player got bailed out a little bit there. He was scrambling for that ball. And
See, they will be better as the year goes on.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. But it's going to take them, for those freshmen, they've got to grow. They've got to play summer ball somewhere.
definitely.
You know, and then things will start to slow down for them, and they'll understand more things, and they won't make as many mistakes. And then all of a sudden, there'll be more points on the board, and then Coach Stefanidis can coach, and he can do a lot of things then with X's and O's.
Well, and just the strength side alone, the difference between a freshman year, sophomore year, or sophomore year to junior year for male athletes is huge.
There's a great growth
Yes.
between 10th and 11th grade
Yes.
over that summer. It seems. You know, usually between when you're 15 and 16, or in that age group, all of a sudden you just shoot up a bit or shoot out a bit. And
So again, Bob, any last thoughts for you? We're down to less than a minute in the game, 13-point lead for Edgewood. It looks like they're going to probably mostly run out this clock.
yeah, no, it's everything I said it was. Basically, is that teams are young. Like you said, they're going to get better. I think it'll be the following year before they really start to play.
Yep.
But these coaches are good enough that over the next 2 months, they'll get better.
Yes, sir, they
and
will.
depending on the type of team they play, if Joppatowne's playing a team that doesn't pressure them as much as Edgewood or as good as Edgewood, they don't have as many of these problems. If Edgewood plays against a team that's not as long and quick and as aggressive, maybe they don't have any problems. But I'll give Edgewood credit. They played some good teams early in the year, and so has Joppatowne. And
So that it looks to me like, one of the seniors that I'm highlighting here is Metz is really taking over the second half a lot. Paul Metz for
yeah, he's played
or
well.
Dion Metz.
14, yes.
Yes, he's really put the pressure on the other team.
Yes. Well, he and Maxwell have been, the steady people on their side. Stokes has had great hands. He's been really quick. He's created problems all over the place, and sometimes he's been successful with them, and other times, he's lost the basketball and turned it back over. But then again, he's young too.
Yes.
And so he's got a lot of talent. So
We have 30 seconds left here. Joppatowne on the inbound, trying to get one chance here. Okay, we got an end one for the end of the game. Nice way for Joppatowne with Kendall Pollock getting an end one here with 25 seconds to go. I wouldn't think Joppatowne would be fouling. I would think that it's going to be an inbound and a running out of the clock here. Okay, good hustle again.
I don't know if he threw that ball to himself off the backboard and caught it. And
So you got Keyshawn Smith taking the initial shot, following right up by himself, getting the rebound, getting fouled, going to the line here. Nice first shot.
now see, this is a freshman that really has a chance to be a really good player.
Yes, he does. And according to my math, he just got the double digits, so good game for the freshman. And you think they'll be holding it up top here and just running it out. Okay, kicked it out of bounds. One more inbound, and Edgewood will be calling it a game. But you know what? All said and done, it's a 10-point game for Joppatowne. For having as young a team as we knew they had, take away all the turnovers, and this is a good game.
When you think about it, you take away the 10 points that that Joppatowne was up.
Yes.
So that's a 20-point differential by
Yes.
the end of the basketball game.
Well, I think we had a great game overall with two young teams. Edgewood moves to 4-3. Joppatowne moves to 1-5. The final score was 50 for Edgewood and 40 for Joppatowne. I've enjoyed the game with you, Bob, and we hope the fans have enjoyed this game. And Don, we hope you've enjoyed this game. So once again, final score: Edgewood Rams 50, Joppatowne Mariners 40. My partner Bob McComb, I'm Ray Ruse. See you soon for another sports showcase event on Harper TV.